Okay, so I'm gonna try to tell my story as quickly as possible so that I don't get too emotional about it. But yeah, as you can see by the title, this is my type 1 diabetes diagnosis story. I got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes 4 years ago. So I was 24 years old at the time, going on 25. I turned 25 like 3 months later. So basically, to sum it up, you already know 2020, that's when the coronavirus stuff broke out. All throughout 2020 and majority of 2021, I did not get any of the COVID variants or anything like that until New Year's Eve of 2021, going into 2022. I had got the Omicron virus, which is the one that they said everybody was going to get. If you haven't gotten COVID, you're going to get this one. So I had got COVID. Wait, actually, let's double back. Before that, when they was forcing everybody to get that goddamn vaccine, I was against getting that vaccine. And at the time, my job, Southern Management, forced us to get that goddamn vaccine. I didn't have a choice. So I got the Pfizer. I got in like fall. And then December, New Year's Eve, I got COVID. So I was in the house stuck for like a whole week. I couldn't go to work, couldn't do nothing. And then January came, right? So January came. That's when I noticed I got so skinny. When I tell y'all, I was skinny as hell. And it was kind of tea, I'm not gonna lie. My face was like, I could see it in my face. My jaw, my face was just like structured, okay? The stomach was on flat. It was nothing there. And then once I got everything situated, I got some insulin, I gained the fat back. But yeah. So that was the one thing I noticed, how skinny I was. Mind you, it wasn't like I wasn't eating. So I'm like, okay. Another symptom that I noticed was that I was out of breath with every move that I made. I could be walking up the stairs, down the stairs. It don't matter what I was doing. And I was just like out of breath everywhere I went. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Another thing I noticed is that I would have to pee every 5 seconds is what it seemed like. I'm trying to go to bed, I'm sleeping, and like literally every 2 minutes, 5 minutes, I'm getting up to have to pee again. And I'm like, okay, something is actually something's going on with me. I don't understand what it is. So those were like my main symptoms. Another symptom of high blood sugar is you being sleepy all the time and like irritable, but I don't remember honestly like paying attention to that. I probably did feel that, but my main thing that I noticed was the excessive peeing, always being out of breath, and how skinny I was. So that's when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a decision, take myself to the ER. Took myself to the emergency room. I contacted my parents. I'm like, I'm going to the emergency room. Told my job, all that other stuff. So I was in the hospital and I was telling them my symptoms. They basically already knew what was going on, but they wouldn't tell me. I'm going in the back. They pricking my fingers and shit. I'm like, oh, like, what's going on? Can y'all let me know what's going on? And mind you, when I tell y'all the blood sugar that I got admitted in the hospital, and the blood sugar they told me, I've heard so much higher, but my blood sugar was only like 500 something. I've heard people say when they first got diagnosed, their blood sugar was like 800, 900. I'm like, how the fuck is that possible? But mine was only like 500 something, right? And so, mind you, I was thirsty as hell. I was hungry, all types of stuff. They wouldn't give me nothing. Because they like, we want to see if your blood sugars will go down. Like, can I at least have some water? Like, what the hell? So I was in the hospital for like at least 2 days, I think. 2 days. And on January 19th, 2022 is when they came in and diagnosed me with type 1 diabetes. Does not run in my family. Does not run in my family. I asked both sides of my family. My parents, my grandparents, they both was like, there's no one that I know within the family that has diabetes, type 1. So, I don't know how I got it. The doctors, they don't even know how I got it. Type 1, I will say, is still something, which is crazy because it's been around for so long. It's still something that I feel like people really don't know much about, because even the doctor looked at me. When I tell y'all, the doctor looked at me and was like, type 1, diabetes, you're not even big. I'm like, that was crazy. But anyways, so yeah, That's basically it. The only thing other than that, that's how I got diagnosed. That's the story. Only thing other than that is like the emotional turmoil part, which is of course me realizing how different my life is going to be moving forward, because now I have this forever. The fact that diabetes can take a toll on your mental health as well. It can also bring on other health issues as well. Hopefully I don't have to deal with that. What else? The fact that I now have to wear devices on my body. I have to wear a Dexcom. This is a glucose monitor. When I first got diagnosed, I did start off with the Omnipod, which is an insulin pump. It's another device that you have to wear on your body. It was optional, and I did do it. Don't get me wrong, an insulin pump actually, it helps manages your diabetes a lot better, but I got tired of it. I didn't like having all this stuff attached to me. And then it was times where it would be hard for me to sleep with them. Sometimes, depending on what I'm doing, if I try working out, moving around, that shit would get knocked off my body. So I went back to pens. I'm on pens now. First I hated pens, but the pens is cool for now, right? So sometimes I wake up some days forgetting that I have it. Some days I remember that I have it and I get sad about it, but it's not as bad as it used to be a couple years ago. It's only been like 4 years. I'm trying to think what else I could think of, because I'm not as much of an emotional wreck that I used to be, but there are once in a blue moon times where I do get sad about it, because it's like, damn, like, what the fuck, this shit is crazy. I do feel for all of the diabetics out there that has this since they were like babies or since they were children, because I couldn't imagine going through this when I was like in school, a little girl. That shit is crazy. And it's crazy how much people in the world you don't really see that has this. I've met a few, and the ones that I have met, they had it since they were kids. And I be like wanting to attach myself to them and like talk to them and stuff, because I be feeling like they just have all the answers. And this one guy that I met, he told me, he was like, yeah, we had diabetic camps when we was kids and it was cool. He was like, yeah, girl, I still be like going through it emotionally as well. But that's mainly it. I've been wanting to like come online and tell my story about this stuff, but I know it wasn't gonna really be much of a long story, because again, it's like I'm almost like I'm used to it now, but I kind of be like trying to forget about it, but I know I can't forget about it, because this stuff is like one of the worst diseases that there is, and like it's pretty serious. But I mean, at the end of the day, I try my best. What my goal is now is trying my best to just work on my cortisol levels, to making sure I don't have as much stress in my body, because that's the main thing that I feel like affects diabetes the most is stress. And making sure I get daily movement, making sure that I eat as best as possible. It can be hard, because some days I wish I could eat how I used to. I mean, even before I had diabetes, it wasn't like I was eating all crazy, but it's just like still, you gotta still, like, y'all get what I mean. You still gotta like, you gotta count your carbs and all that other bullshit. Like, I don't really feel like doing all that shit. That should be annoying. But whatever. I use this app called Carb Manager as well to, like, you know, count all my calories and carb all of the bullshit. And I work out 3 days a week. So I fell off the last 2 weeks, but I'm getting back started. And I got a protein drink from Dunkin' right now. Don't worry about that, guys. But anyways, that's it. Like, this, I've been fighting so long about talking about it, because I be feeling like, first, am I gonna cry? Is it gonna be like a big long story? It's not. Now it's like, okay, that was it. Well, thanks for listening. Bye.